anyways, do you guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So, who was here yesterday? You may have heard the story. I will tell it again, though. I was driving down a back road in the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area, and I had always carried bear mace on my side, right? Just because I was scared of bears, right? So anyways, we're driving down this road, and all of a sudden, it's a pothole road. I thought the Jeep fire extinguisher went off, but it was not the Jeep fire extinguisher. It was said bear mace. Yes, I bear maced everybody in the car. It wafted up to everybody in the front. They almost flipped the Jeep trying to turn it over. It was a two-door Jeep. They all, as soon as they stopped, they rolled out of this thing, and they were coughing and whatever, and they shut the doors on me. I was locked in the Jeep with the bear mace wafting. Anyways, guys, our final speaker for tonight is none other than Mr. Bill Rigby. Who's excited to see Bill Rigby? Yes. Hey, I want to take a chance to thank the police officers, the firefighters, the EMTs that are here today. Let's give all them a big round of applause because they all deserve it. Absolutely. Thank you for being here tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Bill Rigby is the founder of the Agents of the Unexplained research group and podcast. Bill has also been on several podcasts, radio, and TV, talking about everything cryptid and paranormal. He also put on the Penn, Ohio Paranormal Conference, which was very awesome. The largest cryptid and paranormal conference in Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and Western Virginia. Bill has also seen a Bigfoot up close and has witnessed UFOs and ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Rigby. Let's all give it up for him.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
I've known Mike for a long time now. And yes, I still put up with him. But yeah, as he said, I'm the founder of the Agents of the Unexplained. I made that group because I do cover everything cryptid, paranormal, UFOs. I dealt with UFO sightings, ghosts, and I was always a believer in Bigfoot. How many of you guys out here believe in Bigfoot? I don't. I really don't. Because I know I had a sighting. And that sighting was 15 feet from me. And no, I didn't put poop in my pants. Almost. But it scared me. It threw me into PTSD. But because it was that close. It's like this thing could kill me. And it was only 7 foot tall. But the body mass up here was huge. And that was 3 years ago, this August. And I'm not big into DNA and eDNA now. Before I was. But I know they exist. And now I'm into what they're doing, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, and all that happy crap. You know, I don't know how many Indians out there ever experienced a Bigfoot, from a Class A sighting of seeing one to a Class B of hearing their howls or tree knocks. You know, I'd like to hear about them. I really do. I document all of that stuff so I can research it better and cross-reference to other sightings and stuff in that area. I do a lot of documentation. It's taken a lot of time to get all this documentation done. But with that sighting I had 2 other people with me. But they were back about 90 paces from me. And when I was knelt down looking down the trail, and out of the corner of my right eye, I saw movement. And so I turned and looked, and there it was, 15 feet off the trail right inside the wood line. It was knelt down, leaning in like this, looking at me. I went, So I stood up, it stood up. Let me tell you, that was 3 years ago. I'm 65, so I was 62. This old man can run fast backwards and not fall down. I'm running back. It was at dusk, but inside the woods it's a little darker. So I'm yelling for them to turn their lights on to shine down in there. By the time I got back to Mike and Debbie, I said, "You see it? You see it?" And Mike goes, "I saw Bigfoot's ass." What? Yeah, when he was going down over the hill, I saw his butt. But the reason he said it like that, he saw how I was acting. I was so paranoid. And I don't get scared like that. Anything. That's the first time I ever got scared like that. And that's where the PTSD come in, because I never got scared like that, and I'm trying to figure out why I got so scared. And I talked to some other big-time researchers and that, and they say, you got to keep talking about it. Get it off your chest. It will help, and it does. It really does help. But the thing is, I still get scared sometimes when I'm going in the woods alone. And it made me realize I'm not superhuman like I used to be. Nothing scared me. I'm just human. And so I got to keep remembering that. I don't know if that's because of old age or what, but you know, with that sighting, it threw me into a quandary at first, but now I need to know more. How many of you out there actually had a sighting? Any of you? I know you did, Denny. Have you guys heard anything like one? You think? Could have been. Yeah. The thing is, if it's a tree knock, you got to listen close to it. Wintertime, you will hear tree knocks all the time, but it's not a tree knock. It's the sap freezing inside the tree and snapping. Like a day like today, breezy, tree branches clapping together. On a nice, still, warm day, or night, you'll hear it. Where I had my sighting at was Salt Fork State Park in Ohio, down in the southern part of Ohio. We have done more campouts in that area. And we did find tracks. We found tree structures, which some of them, well, most of them I debunk. I don't count a lot on tree structures. And when a lot of guys say the X's, well, that means they don't want you to go that way. We don't know. And when it comes to an X, you see all kinds of X's in the woods where the tree fell against another. The ones that intrigue me is you got a 20-foot tree leaning against another one, but the root ball's up there. How did that one happen? And it didn't get tore out of the ground right here, so it got taken somewhere. So those are ones like that, axes, I'm very intrigued with. The TP structures, a lot of times I debunk them, some of them I can't. So I keep an eye on those ones, document it, and go back and check them, see if they add more. I found 2 nests in my time that they call. And the reason I know they were nests and wasn't hunters' blinds they built, the size of it, and the size of the tree branches and the trees interwoven in it. And you can see how they bedded down on the inside of it. Did I ever see any in them? No. You know, I only had that one sighting. I really don't want to go up and wake up a Bigfoot. I don't know if he's a grumpy wake up like my grandson. But, so I don't want to mess with him. But with all honesty, there's so much to learn yet. And like Todd was saying when I first walked up about, you know, there's other species of them out there. There always has been. Different areas. They're more docile till you get near a young or interrupt the hunt. Another area, they're very aggressive. Turtle Man during the round table says if you get close to one, they get mean. I said under my breath, but he caught me. I went, bullshit. Because mine was 15 feet away. It didn't get mean. And then I explained it when it was my turn to talk. And so they're not all mean, they're not all docile. So you just got to be careful. It's just you go out in the woods and you see one. Don't go running up on them. I might run up closer if it's a long distance. But as close as I saw that one, I don't want to be that close again. I don't want to take the chance. What did you hear out in the woods? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, they might have been on the other side of the valley. Their lung capacity is awesome. That was a proven fact. Their lung capacity. So it could have been a lot farther away than you think. Or they was just letting out just a little cold and they were closer. Now, people were saying orbs. They see orbs when they hear a Bigfoot or see a Bigfoot. I'm not totally buying in on that, even though I have seen orbs right after we heard a howl. But these orbs, there was 3 of them, and they were turning like this. But you can actually, they were way out, but you could see them going through a tree. And it's like, wow. And then there were several of us watching it. And is that Bigfoot doing it? I don't know. And somebody asked me, well, the one you saw, did he jump through a portal? Not as far as I seen. Do you think he's interdimensional? Not as far as I've seen. Well, what do you think he is? I presume he was flesh and blood. You know, and that's what I presume. That's what he looked like. Can he jump through portals? It's a possibility. Does he make a portal? It's a possibility. You know, there's infrasound. A lot of your animals use infrasound. And I do believe Bigfoot does too, because I got hit with infrasound 2 different times in my life. The first time I didn't know it was infrasound. The second time we did. And it was kind of crazy. The feeling I got, the first time I was totally disorientated. I was bear hunting. I was headed south. Up. It was down in Indiana County, Bear Cave. I'm headed down south because I'm going to be at the top of the hill here and down below is the river and the railroad tracks. So if I shot a bear, I'm going down, take it down to the tracks, and I only live like a mile from there, so I get the quad and come pick it up. Well, turned out I ended up west, 3/4 of a mile away, and don't know how I got there. I was totally confused. I'm looking around. This other hunter was walking up. I went, "Where's Bear Cave Cabin?" He said, 3/4 mile back that way. How did I get there? I don't know. All I know is I went back up to my vehicle and went home and went to bed. And my wife goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm done. I'm tired. I'm disoriented. I'm going to bed." Second time, me and Debbie Preggy was out at the one research area in Mercer County that we were working on called the Little Farm. The farmer saw a Bigfoot cross in front of him. And we've gone there, we casted prints, and we didn't see any tree structures on the property. And we're doing a lot of research in there. And then all of a sudden I got hit, very lightheaded, weak in the knees. I had to sit down and feeling sick. And Debbie called Mary from Pennsylvania Bigfoot Project, called her and says, "Hey, Bill just got really disoriented, lightheaded, sick feeling, weak kneed." She goes, "Infrasound." Okay. Debbie didn't get hit, so I think it was a young male trying to separate us. Even though me and Debbie never walked close together, but keep us separated. I do believe that. But we both left there. She got me to my van, and she left in her car. I left in my van. Got home. Close to home, the better I started feeling, but I was still weak for the rest of that day. So I know they use infrasound. Plus on that farm, I think they was using it as a travel pathway. They get to the edge of the farm, there's a power line. They cross over. We found structures in the other side. And that could not be explained. So, you know, we found, me and another friend, Brenda Sproul, went walking around the Shenango Reservoir in Mercer County. We walked along the wood line going into the woods, and went up into the woods, walked around, didn't really see anything. Come back out, so I'm walking closer to the water. This is in March, so the winter pool was out. We found a trackway of 14-inch prints at the beginning of March that were 7.25 inches wide, that went for over 100 yards to where this curved like this, and you see up toward the causeway. And then walked back and went in the woods right here. So that trackway went for over 100 yards. I got a video of it home on my computer. That was my first time I tried casting. Ruined it. I was so upset. Brenda, hers had a big stone in the middle. So she won't let me bring it out. I said, it's still good even though with the stone. But, you know, there's so much that goes on out there. Like, I know no one at the beginning of March is walking around barefooted. It's always cold in the beginning. And 14-inch, 7.25 inch wide. But the spread from toe to heel was 5 foot. Ain't a human gonna walk that kind of spread. So that's very interesting. and that's right in Mercer County. I took reports here around this area. People actually seeing one in their backyard. I believe them. Now, this area is prime. Now, even though some people don't believe in them, it is prime. And once they do see one, they'll be totally shocked. And like I said, it really disembodied me when I seen mine. I talked to a couple different hunters that seen one out in the woods. They don't hunt anymore. They're afraid to go in the woods. Can't blame them. You know, I can understand that. You know, the shock value is serious, very serious. You know, the thing is, just be aware of your surroundings when you're out and about. I don't care if it's in town here. Be aware. They're known to come in closer to towns now more than ever. I've got reports. Cambridge Springs, PA. This lady got a picture of one sitting in the field looking down at some cows. It was a huge one. And then she was telling me she saw one 2 doors up from her place, walking through the neighbor's yard. I'm like, okay. That proves one of my theories. They're scavenging in town for food. And I do have a theory on that. A lot of times people blame raccoons or other wild critters tearing their garbage up. Sure, it's something small. You don't know. We've done a lot more research in the country. I've done miles and miles and miles of hiking. Now I just go in a little ways, I sit down, and they're in there. They'll come to you to see what you're doing. And there at Salt Fork State Park group camp area, they love that right around there. Because the people come, they circle the place, they sit on the outskirts of it and watch them. Or if they're able to, sneak in and grab stuff off the table. Friends of mine got pictures of them doing that. Another friend of mine from down there, Lisbon, Ohio, Corky, he has them near his place. He goes in his backyard and sits and watches and records. And he's on YouTube. He has tons of videos of them. You know, I was with Todd a couple years ago at his research area up in New York. It was February, 19 degrees. Froze our butts off. But we found a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but, oh, was it cold. I said, never again. Down below freezing, I ain't doing it. I've done it 3 times since. Yes. Say that again?
Have you had any reports around the Rigby?
Actually, yes. Near Lake Erie, there's sightings up there, up in Michigan, right near the lake. Actually, I had a friend of mine go investigate. I couldn't go up, and he went up and investigate. And yeah, that was a true thing. Yeah.
Like she knows what raccoon damage looks like in her fingers, and the whole neighborhood like the garbage cans got totally turned overnight. Like there was damage in the whole neighborhood. And we figured it was either a bear or
Yeah, it could be a bear.
a bear.
Well, actually, I'm selling shirts with a Bigfoot on it and says it's just a bear. Because even at 15 feet away, people will say, Sure it wasn't a bear? Give me a break. Now, and one real young guy goes, "Did you get a picture?" Who in the hell was thinking about taking a picture? Hair? Really?
Yeah, that's what I always thought, I didn't, but I don't know that much about bears. Around
No, not around the Great Lakes. But reddish tinted hair. Good possibility it was a Bigfoot. Yeah. Yeah. But it's more likely a Bigfoot. More than likely, I'd say. The one I saw, the hair was dark brown, the skin tone around the face, and when he brought his hand up to get up, I saw this part, and it was darker brown than the hair.
What makes this area prime for it? When you said this area is prime, is it the remoteness or
The remoteness, the woods, the food sources, they're omnivores. So yeah, the food sources, there's, you got your water source, you got your food source, and you got concealment. And I believe that those three criteria makes it very prime. Like, I'm from Mercer County, so that Shenango Reservoir is a prime area for them too. But they're really active first in the spring, early spring, then late fall. That's when we get most activities recorded. So, but up here, all summer long, yeah, I'll guarantee it. Somebody asked me, do you think they migrate? No, I think they stay within a 50-mile radius so they don't deplete the food sources. You know, when the berries are coming in, they're hitting the berries. Water source, you get your freshwater clams. We found a lot of them, you know. It just, they go with the food. Do they keep migrating south? No, I don't think so.
what type of fossil evidence is there? I know that we have a lot of prints, but have there been a lot of bones found?
Unsure bones. Unsure what type of bones. I know a couple people that said they got some very massive bones. Well, what type? Is it like a femur or arm bone? What? Not sure. All right. So it's a possibility. Yeah, exactly. And we were asked during the round table, do they bury their dead? We don't know. We really don't. I wish we did. You know, yes, sir. I don't know why they haven't been able to find a body. Either the acidity of the soils and the decompost of them all adds up. You know, within 2 weeks, the deer's down to just fur. You know, Sure, other animals might drag bone off here or there, but they're just down the fur. That could be the same thing for a Bigfoot. Within a month, the fur's gone. Yeah.
Anyone allowed to go tell a story?
What's that?
You said, is anyone allowed to tell a story?
It's just the speakers, I think. Yeah. But I'm not sure. But I'm not sure.
But you're gonna get me on that one, ain't you? Follow the money. Most of these scientists work for universities or these big corporate labs. No. There's no such thing. No. You're not researching that. You're not doing the DNA testing on that. Follow the money. A college professor from North Carolina, Darby Orcott, finally got a bunch of scientists and professors all to work together on this. Finally, he just did this past year. So we will get some results with the DNA and that. But, you know, some people got DNA sent back saying unknown primate. Humans are primates. So, no, we need to know more. So Darby got all this stuff going on that they answer that. We'll see in the next couple years. Yeah, I think it'll go over great. I got big hopes for that. I really do. You know, 'cause that's going to be a big plus for us, for all us serious researchers. Of course, you got not so serious ones. The last several months, I haven't been able to get out in the woods enough. With my wife, she's been ill, so I've been taking care of her. And I need to get back out there, a couple of my research areas, and start checking things out again. Because I like to rotate places I go. I don't want to inundate it, you know, every day of a week in one area. I'll go in 1 week, come back a couple weeks later. Good friends of mine, Jamie and Jenny Kate, they researched the Shenango Reservoir pretty heavy. But there's so many areas there. They hit this area one day, this area another day. And he has documentation on top of documentation there. It's very interesting. But I'm sorry I'm a little slow today. I got a head cold. But and Jamie and I share information all the time. And he actually found the Dogman print there at Shenango. And he casted it. Now that's kind of freaky. Everything I heard about a Dogman, they're mean. But a friend of mine's son saw a Dogman right outside the city of Sharon. He's going in this one trail to go fishing. And it came up from the river and up to the trail and it went into the woods. And it didn't even look his way. And he described it to me to a T. I said, have you ever studied Dogman? He went, no. I went, okay. And I know the kid, I know the family he's from. And they wouldn't put up with him lying about stuff. But then we found out there was one that was seen in the city of Faro, south of Sharon. in an alley. And all we can figure out, he was scavenging garbage. But they put all their garbage out to the alleys. So they're walking the river from the Shenango Reservoir on down through. So I do believe that. And that makes it interesting. Does Bigfoot do that? Good possibility. We don't know for sure. Haven't found no prints along the river yet. But I'm going to be searching it even more. That's because that river winds and twists, and we got some serious soft spots to check out. See if we can find a print. And I'm definitely going to check it out. And then wherever I find a print, that gives me time to figure out the research pattern. And we got a lot of different techniques we use on different patterns. We do a night one. I got a purple laser grid. Puts out a dots, a big grid of them. So if something crosses through it, you can see it. We got that. We got, I got K2 meters that I can use for when I'm doing paranormal or cryptid. And we got voice recorders. We use them all the time. You know, just so we can collect our evidence. And it pays. It really pays. You know, and like my wife, she says, you're buying something else? It's my expensive hobby. So, yes, I keep buying more and more equipment. And to me, it's worth it to help get some answers. Will I get all the answers before I die? I doubt it. But it's worth trying. And I hope in the next couple years we get a lot more answers from other researchers. And I'm always trying to network with other researchers. You know, get information from them, share information I have. So that's the only way we go and figure this out, if we share the information. And I've always shared my information. You know, someone said, well, I don't want them tramping through my woods. I'm not going to give you direct spot. I'll say in general area. And if you don't want your name, I'm not going to tell people your name. I mean, that's courtesy. Because the report we're taking is these people's report. Belongs to them. So you show them respect. And you pay attention to what they're saying. They might be hopscotching around telling you it because they're all worked up. But you got to pay attention and you can put it all together. At the end, you say, all right, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Was that the right order? Yes. Great. So I show everyone respect, even though some of the ones were left field. We had a couple of those left field ones. And you can like, I'm not buying into that. Because what they were saying, you can tell they were BSing. And when I do a report, I document every little thing I can. Like time of day, what was the weather? Was it cloudy, overcast, rainy, freezing cold, whatever. Was there anything else happening around that area that day? You know, try to get as much information about the area. Then I start researching the area. even at the libraries. And go through my report, see if there's anything there that was there before in the same area. This way we know if something's happening or not. You know, or if this is a first time thing happening in that area. It could only be a one-time thing. We don't know. So the thing is, we got to figure this out. You know, and the only way we're going to figure it out if we share information. Like Denny Bigelow back there. He researched Kinzu. And I've been up there. A lot of strange things happen up there. A lot of strange things. And he calls it Strange Kinzu is his group. And he wrote a book about it too, which is at my desk back there in the purple tent. He showed me these pictures the first time I was up there, and I'm like, how is this happening? It's like they got a picture of a portal. Trees moved within 1 second from here to here. I mean, it's not a bunch of pictures. And it's like, okay. Kinzu Nessie has a picture of that. And my theory on Kinzu Nessie and the other ones like Lake Champlain, they're not prehistoric. They're either a giant eel, freshwater eel, just outgrew everything. But I could be wrong. That's my theory. But he got it where it's arching up, got the tail where it's arching up, and got the head. And it's like, wow, that is neat. Now, he has tons and tons and tons of pictures. I sat there, about an hour, Denny, going through them. That was nuts, all those pictures. And that, I try to take pictures when I'm documenting too. Sometimes I forget. And then I kick myself in the butt. Right? How about 5? All right. And one of these days I will get out with Mike to research. But that man goes all over the eastern United States. Even though I do cover eastern United States, I got other people going way out for me. But I'm going to get out with Mike one of these days. Yes. Tropical?
Yeah, and if there is
Ever hear of the skunk ape? Florida. Florida. Skunk ape. Yes. They're in all the states except Hawaii. Except Hawaii. Yeah. But 49 states, and that's where they're at. So, any other questions, folks? No other questions? Good. And that covers it for today.
Guys, let's give it up for Bill Rigby.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for
You
doing it.
didn't hear me, so you
I
can
didn't
say
hear
awesome.
you. You're right. You're right.